what's going on, everybody? It's me, Rick from Sky One Productions, and today I have a great review for you. Actually, it's a very, very cool little toy that I had received. You guys, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. You can find it on Banggood. There's a couple other places you can find it. But this is the DIY drone. The DIY drone, as you can see here, is just $35 on Banggood. Actually, I got it on a flash sale, so it was even cheaper than that for me. It was an RTF with a 5.8 gigahertz camera, and I got to tell you, I'm very impressed. I've been buying the little drones for quite a while now, and I have about 30 or 40 of them, and I have to admit this is going to have to be one of the top of my list, and even though it is one of the cheapest on my list as well. I actually already put this together, but let me explain to you, just so we don't have to go through it all, of you guys watching me snap it all together. This is a snap together plastic toy, and I'll just open the box. The box simply comes like that, pretty cool. And inside you'll have, of course, your controller. That comes with a controller because it is an RTF. And it just really is not much to it. You got a flip function on the right button here, and then on the left button, these are your modes. Now it does have 3 different modes. They're not that much indifferent, and I will say this, the yaw on this is a lot of dead space in the yaw, but this is only a 2-axis controller, so when you do this, it'll yaw your craft around a little bit jerky, you know, but if you're a decent pilot, you can still fly it around. If you're anybody can fly this one. It's so great. And then what it comes with is it comes with all of the pieces for this to be assembled. I already assembled it for you, but it does come in pieces. You get the frame, you get the camera, you get the FC, you get the propellers, you get 2 sets of propellers, you get the battery, you get the motors, and of course you get the camera frame here that sets down in there. Now there's no tools needed for this, just so you guys know. It's just a snap together. You simply snap it together. You pop the motherboard on there, and then this plastic piece pops off right there, as you can see, and then you pop that on, and then you pop the camera inside the case, and it swivels. Look at that. Look how good it swivels like that. And so you can put it up at any angle you like. You're going to have to excuse the wires up there, because after I plugged in the camera, the wires kept hitting everything. I'm going to wrap them around the bottom, but I wrapped them up in there to do a test flight, and I actually got an incredible range from it. So I left it on there. As you can see, it's just wrapped around the antenna, but wow, I got to tell you, the range of this is better than pretty much any of the micro drones that I have today. Even my Inductrix Pro, I have an Inductrix Pro, and that doesn't even get the range that this thing does. It's really incredible. It's very lightweight, and the camera is 700 VTL, which is really great. And I also got to say something about the camera. I'm very impressed with not only the range, but the quality of the camera and the transmitter as well. I'm going to plug it in and show you. If I can get the plug in there. There we go. Now you got great LEDs on this thing. Look at that, right? But it also has the transmitter for the camera. I mean, I think that's pretty great. Rather than having it in an all-in-one camera, it does have a separate transmitter that you could change the channels. It's like 40 channels. So highly impressed with that. And then to bind this craft, all you got to do is it goes into a bind mode when it gets on a level surface. You just simply turn on your controller and then up, and it is now bound. Now there's one thing that I did like to say about the controller and about the quadcopter is that it's very easy to use, but if you try to just put it together and then fly, it's going to be a little bit difficult because it does need to be calibrated. But in order to do that, it's very simple. All you do is press the 2 joysticks together, and the light will flash like that. You push it together, down and forward, and it will flash. And now the copter is is actually bound, and it is calibrated, and it should fly pretty well. Well, probably not a lot of rope right here. Let's try it again. All right. Yeah, not too bad. It's pretty stable for a little quadcopter. Yeah, normally you don't want to fly around inside or anything, but it's got pretty good stability to it. And so there you go. It got a little bit of power, and like I said, the modes allow for great flipping. Now I do have a video that I'm going to show you right now of some actual FPV flying, as well as a line of sight flight test as well. So let's go ahead and go out to the flight field. And here we are. That's right, we're out front. We actually went out front instead of went to the flight field, which normally do my reviews out at Markham Park here in the South Florida area, which is a great airfield that I take all of my drones to. But this is a small one, and it's really, really, really windy. I don't know if you guys could see. The trees is just going crazy. It's a very light craft. So normally, like I said, the battery that comes with it is this 300 megahertz 7.4 volt battery. But today, because it's so windy out here, I need a little extra power. So we got a 380, which also fits in a little carriage under it. We're going to see if we can do a flight test, even though the wind is just it's really howling out here. But we're going to try it anyway, because, hey, why not? Let's see how it handles the wind. I just plug it in. You see that's flashing. And then what happens is that when you put it on the ground, then it starts flashing to go to bind mode. And you put your controller on. Up. It's bound. Calibrate. It's calibrated. And now we could fly. Let's see how she goes. Like I said, it's very windy today, so we're not going to do too much testing, but see how it handles the wind pretty good. Very nice and stable. $35. Ready to fly. And this is all you need to FPV. And like I said, there's a little bit of dead yaw right there. But as you can see, you could still fly it pretty good. Now we are getting a lot of wind. I'm going to see if I can do a couple flips. There we go. There we go. There's a flip for you. Let's go ahead and see if it's the wind died down a little. Let's do a little barrel roll here. All right, there you go. Not bad, right? Gonna bring her down. Like I said, the wind's really howling. A little flip. All right, not bad, right? It doesn't. You don't lose that much altitude on those flips. A barrel roll kind of uses a little bit more power, but that's okay. And as you can see, you could fly it around. Wow, what a great flyer this thing is. Now this is in the second rate mode because, like I said, it's very windy. So as you can see though, the wind doesn't seem to be affecting it too much. Seems to be flying pretty good. Still got good flips out of it. And now we'll put it in the third rate. Whoa, really goes now. But see, the thing is with the third rate is that the yaw rate is just a little too fast and too jerky. That's the yaw rate, but it's a little bit different, like because but I like the second rate. See how much more smooth that is in the second rate, and in the first rate, it barely fights the wind there. But that's the first rate. Yes, very, very. I like the second rate. Look at that. And it's really windy out here today, folks. Really windy. It goes pretty good, right? I feel very comfortable piloting this craft. I know for a fact that first off, it won't hurt anybody if you hit somebody, and also it feels very stable. I mean, you could see if I let go of the controller. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of wind that I'm fighting, but look how stable that is, even in the wind. It's floating away a little bit because of the wind, but as you can see, there's no altitude hold on this or anything. But as there is no altitude hold, that's still not bad, because you can see I'm not really touching the controller too much. And then you get it going. It's just a really great little flyer here. Looks like I'm getting about 3.5, 4.5, maybe even 5 minutes on a non-windy day. And I'm flying pretty aggressively here. I'm moving pretty quick. And now I'm getting flashing. Like I said, it's very windy. But there you have the DIY. Little quadcopter drone. As simple as that. Pretty great little thing here, I gotta say. And we're going to go ahead and head over to the park and give you guys a bird's eye view of what it looks like to FPV. And there you guys go. There's your, of course, line of sight video. As you can see, it did some flips pretty well. Also, in the FPV, you saw the camera works amazingly well, and there's a lot of range to this. Just great little quad that you could buy for $35 on Banggood. And tell you what, I'm very, very impressed. The flips are pretty good, and the FPV experience was immersive and fun. And like I said, you saw at the end of the video there, it was going, because it was in the third rate. I was trying to do a little third rate action, show you guys a little speed out of it. But like I said, out front, the third rate's just a little bit too quick on the yaw. But there you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed the review of the DIY drone from Banggood. And I'm Rick from Sky One Productions. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to like my Facebook page also, which is Sky One Productions. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Google Plus, as well as Tumblr. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.